And for more on this mega bill, heading back to the House, we're joined with Congressman Don Bacon of Nebraska, a moderate Republican who just announced that he will not be seeking re-election. Thank you so much for joining us. You've said that you thought the House version of this bill was clean, but changes made by the Senate add more fees to Medicaid, lowering the amount of money that goes to states. Would you vote no on this current version?
No, but by the way, I appreciate Mr. Meeks. He's a great guy on the other side of the aisle. I work a lot with him on foreign policy. I disagree with some of the things he said here, though. I do think the House bill was better, but the lion's share of the cut in Medicaid, for example, are about work requirements. We're saying if you're an able-bodied, healthy adult without small children, we expect you to work 20 hours a week or look for work for 20 hours or take classes or volunteer 20 hours. And that is the majority of the people you hear they're coming off Medicaid. We're trying to get people to work and get them back on employer insurance, right? I would also say we also audit the rolls for the first time since COVID. And if you're ineligible, if your income went up and you haven't been taken off Medicaid, you should come off. You should. It's meant for a safety net. And we also had a provision for illegal folks, and that's the people coming off. Now, I opposed or disagreed with the fact the Senate offered an additional reduction, but that reduction starts in 5 years. And so we have a chance to still continue to tweak it. But here's what I have to debate with. If I vote no on this, I'm voting to raise income taxes on everyone by about 20%. And for the middle class in Nebraska, that's about a $1,700 tax increase every year. For someone earning $50,000 a year, it's $141 a month tax increase. And I'm a Republican and conservative. I don't want to raise people's taxes. I also want to improve our nation's defense. We're going to add money to raise the level of spending for defense. We're spending the lowest on the military per share of GDP, 2.9%. That is the lowest we've spent on defense since 1940, and it's not working. So there's a lot of good parts of this bill as well, and I got to weigh it. Does this provide more good versus bad? I think in the end it provides more good. So I do think we went backwards a few areas with the Senate version.
How are you and your Republican colleagues in the House working with senators and the White House to get everyone on the same page?
Well, I was working with our senators, and also I was called the White House on concerns that I've had. I've worked with the Speaker all the way through. The fact is, 2 or 3 months ago, the proposals on Medicaid would have actually gone after people's health. It would have lowered the health care people on Medicaid would have received. A month and a half before the House voted on the first version of this bill, I came out and says we're only going to work on work requirements, ineligible or illegal folks. And beyond that, I am going to fight like hell to push back on. That's what we passed out of the House. Now, the Senate added one other reduction. It kicks in 5 years. When I talk to our hospitals, do they like it? No. It doesn't create grave damage. It does not either. But we have 5 years to work on it and continue to tweak some of those provisions before they come into effect. One thing I do not want to do, I don't want to raise taxes on the middle class come around January 1st. And I do want to improve our nation's military and our border security. And this bill does that as well. So I got to weigh it in its totality. And I weigh out that it's more good than bad.
Democrats say Republicans are eviscerating the social safety net with this bill simply to extend tax cuts for the wealthy. Your response to that?
Well, the wealthy will be paying a higher share of the income taxes with this bill than if this bill expires. So the wealthy actually pay a higher share under this bill, and everybody's getting about a 20% tax reduction. Actually, over 100,000, that percentage gets lower. But if you're earning between 50 to 100,000, you're getting about a 20% tax cut based on the 2017 tax law, and we're trying to make that permanent. We're also ensuring that the child tax credit gets extended. If this bill goes down, it gets cut in half. So there's a lot of pain to the middle class if this bill does not get passed or extended. And so I would say, what do you expect? There is a lot of demagoguery going on here. And I've been in this business now going on 9 and 10 years. Of course, the other side of the aisle is going to exaggerate and not talk about the benefits of this bill as well. I'll be the first to tell you, is it perfect? No. I would have, if I could write this bill myself, I think it would be a lot better. But that's not how it works in a Congress of 535 members.
Congressman Don Bacon, we thank you so much for your time, sir.
Thank you.